Indeed, but here's the problem. Now, some players are genetically gifted. I'm not gonna deny it. Some players can actually click like madmen. I will not deny that. But what's happening since a long time, as I can assume, is that other players use this as an excuse to justify their use of high-speed turbo mouse, and they just have to say the magic sentence: "I have magic fingers. I can click fast. I can do that." So that has become a problem. And what you can see, I speak based on experience.
It's
When I
just
started playing
anti-works. You have
Stronghold Crusader, I was using
no
Turbo
props.
Mouse. I do
The
not
only
deny that.
props
I was
about
using
the
Turbo Mouse.
tree you can touch
So
Slushy,
I'm
shut up!
from my video.
mute him, as I
Shut
did.
up.
Otherwise, you will not
Shut
hear
up.
anything. Make sure to mute him. So
Hashtag,
yes, I used
hashtag
Turbo Mouse
Chico.
when I started playing Stronghold Crusader. But with time, I've come to realize that Turbo Mouse is shit. It will not make you win magically. It will not make you a better player. It will just make you a cheater. Simple as that. So what I'm trying to say here is that there should be a 0% tolerance policy towards cheaters. Nowadays, there is a big problem, and we have to admit it, is that no one, absolutely no one, blocks TurboMouse users. Why? I would say because there aren't much players around to play with in the first place. Big problem, I admit it, but here's the thing: we can create, and this is something that I would actually like to suggest, and that it would be creating a community of cheat free players. And what I mean is, there are a selection of players who are known to use cheats, and no one can deny it, and everyone, and I say everyone, can agree about it. So why play with cheaters just to make them cheat more? I mean, we cry about cheats. Here I am crying about cheats, but I will probably go and play. I will go and play versus a fucking TurboMouse user today, and I'm speaking about Luminar. So I'm crying about TurboMouse, but I have to deal with TurboMouse because I want to win the fucking tournament, and that's what I'm trying to say here. I don't want to have to use TurboMouse because here's what's gonna happen. Here's what's gonna happen. I promise to use high-speed TurboMouse when I play versus Luminar the next game because it makes no sense after watching my video versus Sam the last stream and seeing how fast and how genetically gifted Sam is compared to my noob fingers. Obviously, God has cursed me with these noob fingers, and I'm gonna have to deal with it. Fuck no. I will not deal with it. I will play without turbo mouse from here on out with players who don't use turbo mouse, and I will use fucking high speed turbo mouse versus players who use the goddamn fucking turbo mouse. End of story. Feel free to reply, guys.
But what if someone wants to improve? He doesn't want to use any more turbo mouse, and you still don't want to play against him with turbo mouse.
Yo,
I
you see,
get. Go
can I
ahead.
talk now?
Yeah, yeah, go ahead.
Yep, yep.
Basically, if I want to block those players who use Turbo Mouse, it's probably everyone. Like most tops, I don't want to name it, but most tops they use Turbo Mouse. Like Miron is the only one I've played. Originally, I can say currently that he never used any of these things. I never used it as well. But it's like if you start to block everyone, who you gonna play? Nobody. You
Oh,
understand?
well,
Well,
yep.
First
RP
person
hospital.
for me to block will be Inferno down.
Nice try.
Well, this turbo mouse thing is very debatable. Everyone is using it, expect me. Fucking cheats.
Slide can you hear me?
Yes.
Speak to Slide.
But
I
come
want.
on, why the fuck would you need a turbo mouse, mother? I mean, what the fuck? For buying wood, just click and that's all. You're
Listen,
not
the
playing for
thing
life.
is, because everyone uses it, nobody can identify it. This is why if everyone uses on the on the same speed, then that's legit.
So people should be allowed to use Turbo Mouse X1 or X2.
Sorry, say that again.
So people should be allowed to use Turbo Mouse X1 or X2. X5 is too much. But X2 Turbo
X5.
Mouse should be allowed.
For example, 10 clicks per second. That's like buying with two hands.
Well, for buying
What do you
wood and
think?
so on, I'm using 2 fingers, so I think it's not that hard to get used to it.
It's not. It's yes, but it's about when you're playing with a TM user, you get tired, and he's not getting tired.
Ah, yeah, I
making
hear you, I hear you. Yep.
He's making army easily, clicking. It's not even clicking, and I have to click, and for long term, I'm getting tired, and he's not getting tired. So that's why he win. But like Mystical said that if you want to have skills, TM, and all these they will help you very little, but they will do it if you're playing versus tops, then you can have advantage. Otherwise, not.
Yep, I hear you. Oh, well.
I think that if everyone uses on the same speed, that's good. Because recently, one prof said to me that buy Turbo Mouse.
Well, now I'm interesting, and I have one question to Slachelak if you hear me. So give an answer.
What?
I Garen is using CM, and he is in your clan. If
Who
you
is
say
using
your
TSM?
Garen.
Dexter,
Dexter.
God,
Show
Dexter.
me profs.
Well, you know it's so good, so I don't need to show you that.
No, Shieldmaker isn't allowed.
Well, shield making
Give
is
me
really
the
a cheating.
profs. Listen, you can talk only about empty words. You don't have props that use Shieldmaker. When you record some video, then you can talk, and I will talk with you about it. But actually, the only proof of cheating is my video against Tiger. You can see here some software.
Consider TM as cheater or not?
Fair
A
enough.
cheat?
Okay, the Sludgy has got the point. I mean, he got the Tiger. If you get him or Dexter using Turbo Mouse, there can be a debate. But
Read
yeah,
my message.
Allow me to interrupt you, Bert, but I think if you want to prove, there is no better proof than their own videos. Why would they hide mouse cursor in their videos in the first place?
yeah, that's yeah.
Only cheaters do that. Only cheaters do
Okay,
that.
okay, I can answer.
Yeah,
Because
but
I had that in option. In next video, I will have a cursor because someone told me before, asked me about my cursor, and I will have cursor. Anyway, you can see my gameplay. My gameplay isn't fastest, and it's easy to see that I don't use any software like Shieldmaker.
No one is saying anything about Shieldmaker. We're talking about your constant use of Turbo Mouse and hiding it by hiding the cursor. And I assume that the moment you're gonna start showing your cursor, you're either gonna lower your Turbo Mouse speed, or you're gonna lower your Turbo Mouse speed because that's exactly what's gonna happen.
oh, Sludge, did you use Turbo Mouse? Come on, be honest with us.
No, I don't
Nobody's
use
gonna judge
Turbo
you.
Mouse against WL Legion.
Well, best joke ever, really.
Yeah, well, I honestly don't expect him to speak the truth, and I don't want him to because I know the truth for myself, and the others know it as well. So, thanks for nothing.
Thanks for nothing.
Yeah, it's like
Be right back.
Right?
Still here?
Yo, hey.
Yo, hey.
The game start?
Which game?
Oh, I'm playing versus Dexter. Friend.
You are in Marin's room. Liar.
Oh, in tournament I'm playing.
Liar!
Said in tournament I will be playing.
Proof.
Oof! Says Latch. Hey, where's your friend Devs?